Talking about delivering happiness, you worked really hard to build up a customer community. A lot of the people that follow us or we talk to from an audience perspective really are on the customer experience side. They focus, on more of your send squad. How has the customer community changed compared to when you first started the business?
Yeah, so I would say, our customer community in the early days, we were evangelizing kind of a new product, a new category. And so we, in the early days, it was kind of ad hoc community where it was really like, oh, here's a bunch of our customers, and maybe we'd let the customers talk to each other. But very early on, we hired a customer marketing manager to really embrace that community. And so she's been crucial in building out some of our advocacy programs. We have the Super Sender group now that our customers can talk to each other in a Slack channel and really, share ideas. But I think community is so important because it really creates, it's bigger than just a product. It's the people around the product and offering too. And especially for maybe a newer company, it allows you to, find these people that are your early advocates and help them spread the word too. So, I'd say the biggest thing right now probably is that our community is 100 times bigger than in what it was. But I would say probably in our first couple, couple dozen employees, we hired someone to look after, start thinking about customer marketing in our customer community, which maybe is a little bit more unique. Some people maybe think about that a little later in their lifestyle, but we knew we wanted to harness the power of our community early on.
Yeah, so you have your community lab and you have your customer advisory board, your personal advisory group. How did you decide? Was it coming up with a pain point that you were solving? Is it something you really just wanted to harness because you saw the value of it?
Yeah, so personally, so we have our kind of the different customer groups. For one, people that want to get a little bit more involved in maybe our product council group and wanting to hear about product updates and chime in there, and our beta customers. So that was really important to kind of silo some folks into some other subgroups. And then my personal industry advisory group, this is something that is as unique. In about 3 years ago, I really started to talk to other experts that were maybe other CMOs, CROs, other folks that I was learning from. And I was like, hey, can you be an advisor to the company? And, now I send them updates. And now there's dozens and dozens and dozens of these personal advisors. So I've got a mini community of advisors now too, which is semi-unique. And that, there's all of these amazing, smart people that I was able to surround myself. And I can use them for thought leadership and ask them questions, but it's also, again, the whole advocacy and people like feeling like they're a part of something bigger than they are, and that people like being a part of communities.
That's great. I know you've said before, we're all customers. I think that approach is a really important one. What does that mean for you from a mentality standpoint?
Yeah, in my eyes, I think everyone, is a customer, and that I think that you've got to think about, some people think about prospects and customers. And I think that at the end of the day, everyone can be a customer for us, whether it's you're a customer and you're sending something, or you're a customer and you're receiving something. And so we want to create an experience that's impactful, and an experience that wows you, no matter what. And so there's really an infinite number of customers out there for us. And so we have to think about every interaction and every way that we, how do we show up everywhere? And so it's important to really think about that experience, because sometimes you can control it, sometimes you can't, but how do you put effort into, trying to control what you can control?
As for the change in that customer approach and corporate gift giving, according to a recent publication in Forbes, their latest report shows 80% of revenue leaders see their audience as digitally fatigued. For me, I'm definitely email fatigued, but how do you get people through all of that noise?
Yeah, so, we pulled that stat. So we put a 2021 State of Sending report together, and that got published in Forbes and a couple other areas. And so that's where that stat came from. And really what we did is we surveyed thousands of revenue leaders, and really wanted to hear how they were feeling about this. And so at the end of the day, I think a lot of people can attest to the fact that they're in front of Zoom calls all day, and they're on their computer or phones all day. And so there's less of an emotional connection when you're just opening up another email and reading it from a prospect or a customer. And so we wanted to kind of create a more of an emotional connection to that end, sender. And so when doing that, thinking about how do you send stuff to somebody, how do you build a better relationship in this, digital world we're in. And so, linking things together, like sending an email, maybe adding in a Uber Eats gift card and saying, hey, enjoy, lunch on me today. That can just spark a little bit more connection and a little bit more emotional ties to that, or sending someone a gift or sending them something that lands on their desk, and whether it's their home office or whether, they're already back in the office now as people are already kind of getting back in it, just creates something that's different, something that it can resonate and something that someone can smile at. And I think, Amazon's done a good job of kind of grooming all of us to be like excited for, oh, I got a box, I got to open it. What did I order again? I ordered, and so people love, open up boxes. And I think that probably goes back to being kids as having birthdays and you're like, oh, what's in all these boxes? And so there's just some psychological, emotional connection to opening boxes and, the smiles that come from it.
Yeah. I love getting boxes or being surprised by, something that just gives me some of that extra delight. As an adult, I get it. My parents used to talk about they didn't love getting the mail. And now I understand when I go to my mailbox and it's mainly bills. And that's one thing I really like is when you get those personal presents or gifts, something that you just don't expect. But it's something where that someone took the time and thought and you know where it came from. And especially coming from a partner perspective, it's new for me. It wasn't just a mass bulk thing from, Sendoso. It wasn't just random. It's absolutely a promoted positive experience because it's something I get excited about getting.
Exactly. And I think it goes back to, too, like you said, like the unboxing experience, just the extra effort of maybe a handwritten note or the extra effort of, it taped nicely and it's not an Amazon packing tape box, but it's, something that looks different and nice. And so I think it's all about the experience. And so you can deliver the unboxing experience and then the gift inside meets that personalization and it's all about the experience that person receives at the end of the day.